Just to shine. There we go. So, Captain, how are you?
How are you, Captain? Good to see you.
Welcome. Good. We'll find out. Howard. My lord. Nope. There's not. How about perfect? Yeah. Dramatic. I don't know, to be honest. Oh, no, I think he's getting somebody from his office. I think he's one of the Roberts that over. Okay. I believe. Yeah, yeah, I believe that's what it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You gotta find somebody retired from the salvage. You need to put another log on the fire, Sal.
Awesome air. It's cold in here.
Hey, Chris, how are you? Louis, those lights are out. They're not on. They weren't on. I'm talking about the lights over in the corner. No, I turned them back on. I tried to turn them off.
Try that for me. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Mr. Mark, how are you?
Slizinecki?
Can I borrow this? I said, that's good stuff.
Apologize for the delay for the audience. We are live streamed, so we have to wait till 6 o'clock before we start the meeting. Unless Dustin gives me the high sign ahead of time. Okay. Oh, my clock says 6.
Mine says 6.
Mine's at 6 o'clock.
That's
You're
not
3 minutes
right.
off.
That's,
That's not right.
2 minutes.
I call the stated session of City Council order. Please rise for the invocation followed by the pledge of the flag. We come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting in this new year. Help us engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of our community here in Easton. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Brown?
Here.
Mr. Ettinger?
Here.
Mr. Pinnabone?
My wife.
Mrs. Rose? Dr. Ruggles?
Here.
Mrs. Sultana?
Here.
And Mayor Panto?
Here. At this point in our meeting, we have the approval of the agenda.
Move. I'd like to make a motion to remove item number 13.
We had done
on
it
the
before.
meeting.
Move for, okay, yeah, we'll move in second and first and then discussion.
I move with the agenda.
Moved in second, now we'll have discussion. Councilman Pinnabone?
Remove 13 under new business, letter D, resolution appointing city clerk, and to move it to the January 24th meeting.
I second.
Okay, moved in second, any discussion on the amendment? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay, for the amended. Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose? Mr. Pinnabone? And Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
And now to approve the amended agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have all that. It's just Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone? Mrs. Rose? Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
And Mr. Brown?
Aye.
I'd like to have a motion to approve our minutes of the January 2nd regular meeting and the reorganizational meeting.
Move to approve.
Moved and approved, seconded by Mr. Pinnabone. All in favor, roll call, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose? Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone, could you make sure you speak into the mic?
Oh, yeah, we're not on planning commission, these are live streamed. Consent agenda, Madam Clerk.
Are we gonna do public comment first, Mayor?
Public comment, I have it circled. Anyone who'd like to address city council on agenda items may come up and talk to city council about items on the agenda. If not, there's time at the end of the meeting for, comments and questions and concerns. Moving on to consent agenda.
Okay, under the consent agenda, we have a resolution to approve a certificate of appropriateness for 47-59 North Fourth Street. A resolution to approve a certificate of appropriateness for 100-116 Northampton Street, and that would be for Mr. Andreas. A resolution to approve a COA, certificate of appropriateness for 135 Spring Garden Street. A resolution to approve a COA for 63 North Sickgrave Street. And a resolution to approve another COA for 100-116 Northampton Street for Acevedo. And a resolution to approve a COA for 505-507 Northampton Street.
Motion to accept.
I move the consent agenda.
Second.
Moved and second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry, who, Dr.
Ruggles and
Ruggles?
Sultana.
Okay. And the vote, Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose? Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
And Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Reports received, I will receive the November, December, and annual report from the fire department. Move on to reports of committee. Finance Committee, Mr. Brown.
No report, Mayor.
Economic Development Committee, Mr. Pinnabone.
Just to report myself as the new chair of economic development, myself,
Thank you.
and Mr. Ziller and Kingsley from the RDA took a driving tour through the West Ward to talk about all the projects they have listed and things they're preparing to do. It was very impressive. That's all I have.
I would also announce today that I am appointing Mr. Pinnabone as the chairman of the Economic Development Committee to the Board of Greater Eastern Development Partnership. Planning and Codes Committee, Councilmember Rose.
No report, except we'll be meeting with Stephen Narowski next Friday.
Crystal, is your mic on? Tap.
Public Safety Committee, Councilmember Ruggles.
I just wanted to inform council that I would like to have a committee meeting on, I believe it's 23rd. And what I'd like to do is put together a public safety forum where we start talking about some of the issues associated with public safety, including Mrs. Sultana's request for funding for emergency situations. So I'd like to get that together and get us thinking about what are some of the things that we need in the public safety realm, okay? And so if you can think about that between now and about 2 weeks from now, we can discuss that at the committee meeting.
Okay, Public Works Committee, Councilmember Eddinger.
I have no report, Mayor. I do, however, have a couple of resolutions on the agenda tonight. One for an agreement with Chester Valley Engineering regarding the Vanderveer Park, and a job description dealing with a conservation management apprentice. Thank you.
Administration Committee, Councilmember Sultana.
Mayor, I don't have direct report. I'm planning to meet Mr. Lewis sometime soon. But as Mr. Roger mentioned about the public safety, I'm working with one of the nonprofit organization who offer crime prevention program, and I think it will be very helpful if you can, work together and make sure we can coordinate all those programs that we are at this moment working on.
Report of the Solicitor, Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a report that council met prior to this meeting, immediately conducted a executive session regarding personnel matters.
Okay, report of the mayor. Just want to, I have a couple commendations to give. It's really not only as a result of Mr. Campos's incident, but we had another incident on College Hill in Nevin Park where a gentleman went down and had to be revived, and a young lady really came up and used her CPR training to great satisfaction. I will tell you that we are also, next week, we have CPR training in City Hall for city employees who signed up for that. And I am unfortunately in Washington, D.C., so I won't be able to be there, even though I signed up. So I'd like to call Tara Gilligan and Grace Hilton up for a commendation. This young lady is a student. What year are you in? First year. Oh, you're a freshman at Smith College. So we really want to thank her and you also for helping and assisting. But when you save a life, it's gotta feel good. You did. Definitely. Congratulations. And I want to thank Captain Hand for bringing it to my attention because I didn't know about this incident, and it happened in one of our playgrounds where the gentleman, why don't you tell us about it? You're a freshman in college. You're on
Public speaking.
You're on break, so just make believe it's your public speaking course.
All right, so one day it was really hot, but my mom and I decided to go play pickleball anyway, which maybe wasn't the best idea. But this young man, CJ, was playing basketball at the park, and he was drinking a lot of water, but it just seemed to be not enough. And I don't know exactly what happened, but he collapsed and he was unresponsive. So after we called 911, I did CPR, I administered CPR, and I was able to resuscitate him, and he made a full recovery.
Very good. Thank you.
Very proud of our residents who help other people, and the commendation says for helping a fellow resident. I mean, it's important, and we really appreciate it.
Mayor, just so you know, CJ lives up on College Hill.
I know.
Really good basketball player.
Very good.
By the way, great. I mean, like, he's really in good shape.
It's really good.
But it doesn't matter. That was a bad day.
Well, as a person who fell and was, fortunately I didn't lose consciousness at the Halloween parade because I was dehydrated. It's important that we hydrate. I just want to let City Council know that the $187,000 band shell that we just ordered a year and a half ago will be delivered on February 6th, and our employees will be trained on how to operate it on February 7th. The band shell that we have now will not even be sold. It's that bad. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
safe
you.
night. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Um,
You can pick your homework up there. You got homework to do over there. No, I'm just kidding.
the band shell will be delivered on the 6th of February, which is earlier than we thought. We were originally thinking sometime this spring, so we actually are getting delivered earlier than we thought. We also want to let Mr. Lisinecki reported that the real estate tax data was received from the county this week, so that our real estate bills will go out either early by the end of the week or early next week. And next week I'll be in Washington D.C. attending the U.S. Conference of Mayors midwinter meeting. So I just want to let you know that as well. So moving on to report of City Administrator, Mr. Campos.
Mayor, just a couple things. Number one, our communications person, Tracy Werner, is going to be leaving us. So and she's terminated her contract effective the end of this week. However, after looking at a couple different firms, also potentially a freelancer, so like I looked at a full agency versus a freelancer, we are going to be bringing on a new firm to take over that social media responsibility. So I'll provide you more information at the next meeting. Then a couple other items, as council knows, in executive session, I just gave an overview about the clerk position, but just for the public and from under my report, we received close to 44 applications for the clerk's position, and we did narrow it down. We do have a finalist, so we'll have more information at the next council meeting. And the last thing I do want to say is I said this at Rita's luncheon that we had this week, but I wanted to thank Rita for her time again. This is her last council meeting, so it was a pleasure working with you. Just wanted to put it on the record.
You and I came a long way. Good.
I didn't think we came a long way. I always got along with you, but now I know. So.
Tell the truth, Louis. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
That's full disclosure.
Thank you. Regarding the CPR class, any council member can participate. So if you want to participate, you let us know. Okay, these are, it's employees, but obviously council members are employees. We just got the list. So there's going to be a 8 a.m. next Wednesday, and then there's, I believe,
9 and 2.
no, there's 8 to 10, yeah, 8 to 10. And then there's another one in the afternoon. It's, I think, a 1 p.m. I'll send you guys, I'll send you the information. You just have to let Estelle know because it's a packed house.
Okay, there's no correspondence we received, no unfinished business. We'll move right into new business, Madam Clerk.
Okay, we have a resolution being introduced by Mr. Ettinger, which would approve a contract between the City of Easton and Chester Valley Engineers, and they will be doing consulting and design work for the project at Vanderveer Park.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose? Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
We will, I just follow up on Centennial Park and Vanderveer Park. We will be putting a splash park in at Centennial and utilize the Open Space Recreation Fund, which you will probably be getting a recommendation from me to raise that from $325 per bedroom to $500 per bedroom. But in the coming months, moving right along, Mayor.
We have a job, a
City clerk.
resolution approving a job description for the conservation manager. It's actually an apprenticeship, and it will be paid for through a grant. That's being introduced by Mr. Ettinger.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose? Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
And Mr. Brown?
Aye.
And we have a resolution amending the 2024 salary and wages, and that would be because we're adding this conservation manager of the apprentice position. That's being introduced by Mrs. Sultana.
I introduce. I move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Pinnabone?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose? Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
And Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
We're at the point in the meeting where we have public comment on any item, comment, concern, question about the city of Easton? Anybody would like to just come up to the podium and address city council? You're more than happy to. Mr. Hagel, our city controller.
Hi there, Chris Hagel, Easton City Controller, 123 South 3rd Street. Tonight I just want to join Lewis in recognizing Rita in her last meeting as city clerk. I know Rita not only as an elected official, but also as a director when I was here in that capacity. It was a pleasure working with you, Rita. I can't believe it's been that many years, and I wish you all the best in your retirement and future endeavors.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Very much.
Anyone else like to address city council?
Mayor, I do have one thing.
Okay.
Are you going to talk anything to council about procedures, council procedures?
Yes. I would just like to there's a number of procedural changes I'd like to make to city council, but one that I think came up with Mr. Pinnabone, and it's very good, is the Tuesday night committee meetings. Like Dr. Ruggles just announced that he wants a public safety committee in 2 weeks. I think that's great. The deadline for those committee meetings will be the Thursday before, just like the packet, so that we know what the agenda is, and I will prepare an agenda and have it for the committee meetings. And the committee will you'll get an email well, obviously, I only send out emails if they're canceled, like last night's was canceled. So for now, the first procedure is that you will let us know by the Thursday before when the packets go out if you need a Tuesday meeting. And I'm hoping that under the other procedures is you'll see, I'm hoping that the committees become more engaged. There's a number of issues coming up that I'd like to see discussed at the Tuesday night meeting that may not have anything to do with the Wednesday night meeting. Good point. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
You're welcome, Mayor.
Any other comment? City Council, Dr. Ruggles.
Yeah, I would also like to thank Rita for her many years of service. I think back of when we were in the Alpha building many years ago, and you know, the setup for the offices back then, you know, and how we've changed so much, and how you have gone from the assistant clerk to the city clerk, you know. So
First female city clerk.
first
Yes.
female
Let
city
me know.
clerk.
First female city clerk.
Let me emphasize that, the first female city clerk. No,
Duly noted.
but you know, thank you for all that you have done. I mean, handling irate phone calls to, you know, preparing the packet. You know, it's a wide range of responsibilities, and you've done it well. So thank you very much.
I too like to say thank you again, Rita. I've known Rita over 44 years, since junior high school, and she's been nothing but a friend and a great colleague to work with over the years here with the city, going back to the Alpha building. And we surely will miss you, but I know I'll see you. And I will let some people know that Rita did participate and was the rover for a while.
All right.
Just so you know.
That's she has a job. She can apply for a job down at Disney World.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of me that easy, Mayor.
But thank you, seriously.
I too
I
would like to
appreciate
thank Madam Clerk and first
Thank you.
female city clerk. Yeah, I haven't known Rita for that long, but since last 2 years, since I was elected, she has been a great mentor to me. You know, if I would have any question or any concern, I would just call her, and she would do everything. Like if I ask her to search me a code, she would just go online and do it for me. And I remember the first thing when I asked, hey, how can I learn about all those codes? She said, there are hundreds of folders and you cannot read every single folder. You cannot memorize it. So whatever you need, just, you know, let me know. And that was very helpful, and I truly appreciate it. I never thought that she was a stranger for me when I walked into City Hall. She was just like, still, I mean, she's great. I don't know what I'm going to do without you, Rita, but I
You'll be
hope
okay.
I hope we can have, you know, good people, but you will be truly missed.
I appreciate that. Thank you
Thank
very
I
much.
was going to go up and down to get council's comments, but I didn't want to put it on the agenda because I didn't want you to see it. But Rita and I go back, forget about the Alpha Building, we go back to 650 Ferry Street.
Yeah, we
Good
do.
Lord.
And under the old form of government, when she was the executive secretary to the business administrator, which is now the finance director. And I've known Rita a long time, personally and professionally, and I can honestly say she will be missed. She was not only a good city clerk, we are very fortunate. We have a lot of good city employees, and she's certainly up there in the top 5% of city employees.
I appreciate that, Mayor, very much.
Mayor, I don't have a long, good story to say about Rita, other than the fact that she started here a few months after I was born. I just found that out yesterday.
Mr. Ettinger.
Thank you for that.
And I'd like to thank you for that too, Frank, since Rita and I went to school together, and Rita, you know, I spoke to you the other day that you've really been a pleasure to work with. You
Thank
really make a tough job easier on us, and I appreciate everything you've done.
I appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Thanks for your dedication to the city.
You need to turn your microphones off again.
Microphone's off.
Just tap this, you'll know
There
it's
you go.
on.
You gotta hold.
Okay, it's on now.
Thanks for your dedication to the city, Rita. I've only known you for a short time, but you've been very helpful, and I wish you well in your retirement.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Anyone else? Moving right along for an adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? I'm sorry. Roll call. Why do I keep doing
I'm sorry,
do
who's,
that. We can.
who seconded it?
Mr.
Rule of
Pivot.
You must speak into the microphone in the future.
Second.
You need
Mrs.
to stop
Rose?
turning it up.
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Sultana?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
And Mr. Pinnabone?